What if one day you looked up and realized you had scrolled past your own life? Not because there was nothing to live, but because you were too busy measuring, comparing, and chasing, waiting for the moment when life would finally start, while missing the only moment it ever does. This one. Today, let's talk about how to live without the fear of missing your life. We'll look at FOMO, two different kinds of time, Chronos and Kairos, what the Stoics knew, how mindfulness helps, and how to stop measuring life by check marks. FOMO, fear of missing out, feels like a modern disease, but the fear is ancient. The fear that you're not where the real life is, that somewhere else, better things are happening without you. Online, this fear becomes a constant drip. Highlights from 1,000 lives stitched into a single impossible day. Weddings at sunrise, founders at midnight, friends in Morocco and mitochondria diagrams, and microdosing and productivity hacks. An infinite buffet that turns your own life, no matter how full, into the salad bar that's always fine. But FOMO isn't really fear of missing events, it's fear of missing meaning. It's the suspicion that the meaning of your life is elsewhere, because it looks more visible there, more shareable. This is the first trap. When meaning becomes spectacle, presence becomes an afterthought. The Greeks had two words for time: Chronos, the ticking clock, minutes and hours, deadlines, schedules. Quantitative time, it's the kind of time you can count. Most of our lives are built to obey Chronos. Then there's Kairos, time as timing. Not how long, but how full. The ripe moment, the conversation where you lose track of minutes, the moment you finally say, "I love you." The morning you see your mother's hands and realize they are older than yesterday. Chronos measures length. Kairos measures depth. Chronos asks, "How much did you do?" Kairos asks, "How present were you?" When we think life is about fitting in as many Chronos units as possible, we fall into the checklist life, the bucket list that never ends. A spiral of optimizing minutes while starving the moments. FOMO thrives in Chronos. It dies in Kairos. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who lived through plagues and politics and personal catastrophe, offer a practice that dissolves FOMO at its root, the dichotomy of control. Marcus Aurelius writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What does this mean for our fear of missing out? You cannot control how your life compares to anyone else's. You cannot control the opportunities you did not get. You cannot control what the algorithm shows you. You can control what you pay attention to. You can control your judgments. You can control your actions right now. Seneca adds, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. We waste it in half-presence, in imagining other lives, in rehearsing futures that never come." FOMO steals twice. It steals the present, and it replaces it with a life you cannot live. 3 Stoic practices for living without this fear. Premeditatio malorum. Imagine missing the party, the promotion, the perfect trip. Then rehearse your response. Still a good day, still a worthy life. By facing loss, you remove its leverage. Amor fati, love your fate. Not resignation, but intimate acceptance that the life you are in is the only one you can love today. You choose it actively. Evening review. At night ask, what did I do well? Where did I fall short? What will I do differently tomorrow? Not to count trophies, but to refine your character, the only achievement that stays. Put simply, align your attention with your agency. When you live by what you can actually do and be, comparison loses its oxygen. Mindfulness is not a wellness fad. It is an engineering discipline for attention. Your life is what your attention continuously returns to. If your attention belongs to scrolls, your life will be made of other people's moments. If your attention belongs to this breath, this friend, this craft, then even 5 minutes become a room you can live in. Mindfulness does not erase desire. It lets you notice craving as a sensation, not a command. The RAIN practice, recognize, allow, investigate, nurture, lets the urge to check, compare, optimize, soften, and pass like weather. Here is a small practice. Put your phone down, feel your feet, inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Notice the impulse to reach. Where does it live in your body? Chest, throat, fingers? Name it, itch to check, that's all, then return to the moment at hand. Do this 10 times a day for 10 seconds. You are rewiring your relationship to time. You are building Kairos, not by adding minutes, but by thickening them. There is a cruel trick in modern life. We treat existence like a dashboard. Steps, streaks, shows watched, countries visited, books read, achievements unlocked. Checkmarks feel like meaning because they are visible and countable. Chronos loves checkmarks, but a life of checkmarks is often a life of drift. Ask someone about their best day last year. It rarely began with, "I finally hit 10,000 steps." It usually sounds like, "We stayed up late talking. We made bread in the storm. I walked my father to the bus and he told me a story I'd never heard." Few metrics, infinite significance. This isn't an argument against goals. It's an argument for telos, the why of your goals. The Stoics asked, "What is the life that is up to you?" David Brooks talks about resume virtues, skills and achievements, and eulogy virtues, character and relationship. The checklist life is resume exclusive. A deeper life integrates both. Ask yourself, if no one could see it, would I still want this? If you would, you have likely crossed from Chronos to Kairos. Here are 7 simple experiments to train your days toward Kairos. Try them for 1 week. Keep what helps. Kairos blocks. Choose 3 moments each day to do one thing with full attention for 10 minutes. No phone. Close the door. Tea. Walk. Play with your child. Read a page. The point is density, not duration. The control calendar. At the start of the day, draw 2 columns. Control/not control. Fill them in. Revisit at lunch. Move your actions back to the left column. This disarms FOMO by reminding you where your hands can actually touch life. A daily Sabbath hour. Pick a consistent hour where all devices go away. Then do something embodied and unshareable. Bake, stretch, sit by the window. The hour is unmeasured, no photos, it exists only by being lived. One slow thing. Choose one daily task to do 30% slower. Brushing teeth, washing dishes, walking to the store. Slow is not inefficiency, it is presence that has space to notice. A comparison, fast for 7 days, mute or unfollow the top 10 accounts that most reliably trigger your comparison. Replace the scroll with a book of letters, poems or philosophy. When the itch appears, name it, breathe, return. The evening pages 3 sentences before bed. Something I noticed today. Something I'm grateful for. One small thing I'll do with full attention tomorrow. This turns life from a spreadsheet into a field journal, a Memento Mori token place, a small object where you'll see it, a ring, a stone, a leaf. Each time you notice it, whisper, I could leave life right now. Let that determine what I do and say and think. Not morbid, clarifying. It burns away trivial FOMO and lights up what matters. Imagine 2 mornings. In the first, you wake, check your phone, and tumble into other lives. The great elsewhere steals an hour. You rush through your breakfast, mind already later, later, later. The day becomes a relay. At night you have a sense you missed something, but you can't name what. In the second, you wake, breathe, and look out your window. There is a small cloud shaped like a ship. You make coffee and actually taste it. You ask your partner, what would make today good for you? On your commute, you let your playlist finish instead of skipping. Midday, you step outside for 5 minutes. You feel the air. At night, you write 3 sentences. You still didn't do everything, but you did the day. Same Chronos, different Kairos. The difference isn't dramatic, it's attention. One day is measured, the other is lived. Living without the fear of missing your life doesn't mean you won't miss things. You will. You will miss parties, cities, jobs, versions of yourself that could have been. To be someone is to not be someone else. To live any life is to let countless others go. This is not a tragedy, it's how meaning works. If every path stays open, none can become a home. Choose a craft, and you miss other crafts. Choose a person, and you say no to the others. Choose to be present here, and you surrender the fantasy of being everywhere. The fear shrinks when you accept this. You are not here to collect the world. You are here to inhabit it. Let's gather it. Chronos is the clock. Kairos is the door that opens. FOMO confuses spectacle with meaning. Stoicism recalls you to your agency. Mindfulness recalls you to your breath. Checkmarks can count a day, but only attention can live it. A pocket mantra. Be where your hands are. Do the next kind thing. Let the rest be sea noise. And a question to ask often. What is the most loving thing I can do with this moment? That answer will almost always be small. Call your father. Close your eyes for 10 breaths. Finish the paragraph. Drink water. Look at the sky. Small is not lesser. Small is where life fits. You don't beat FOMO by seeing everything. You beat it by seeing clearly. Not more experiences, but more presence within the experiences you already have. The only life you can miss is the one you are in while wishing for another. So here is your invitation. For the next 7 days, pick one of the experiments, live it like it matters, because it does. Take the measure of your day not in how much you did, but in how truly you met it. Chronos will keep ticking. That's fine. But somewhere inside those minutes, there is a door you can choose to open again and again. Kairos. Step through. Your life is waiting, right on time.